All right, guys. So for our lesson 4 notes today, we're talking about word problems with inequalities. So when you think about less than or equal to, greater than, or greater than or equal to, we really see these inequalities a lot. It could be if you're driving on the road, your speed limit. You have to go less than 45 miles an hour, less than or equal to 45 miles an hour, right? It could be if you go to Six Flags, you have to be at least, right? Uh, at least 3 feet tall to go on one of the roller coasters. We see these all the time. So today our steps, we have all the words up here for less than or equal to, greater than, or greater than or equal to. All right. So these here are kind of going to be your key to help you out today. So for our steps, our first step when looking at these word problems is to create a let statement, right? So when we worked with the word problems before, right, in our equations, we always had let x equal, right? And we represented that with a variable. We then are going to write our inequality. We're going to solve, graph, and check. So for example 1, all right, I circle my number. So I see the word 5. Okay, I underline my keywords, more than a number, is at least, another keyword, 20. Well, I'm going to go ahead, all right, I don't know what x is. So I'm going to say let x be that number. They don't want me to solve these. They just want me to write the inequality. All right, so here what I'm going to say is, okay, well, that number, more than is 5, is at least. Well, up here, I see the word at least, all right, is going to be, let's see, greater than or equal to. It's right here. So is at least greater than or equal to 20. And then, of course, we can solve like we did last week. But right now, they just want me to write the inequality to represent the scenario. Okay, number 2, 12, there's a number, less than a number, okay, so there's my unknown, is greater than or equal to 15. There's another number. So I know I'm going to have x be that number. So I know that number, less than is minus 12, all right, is greater than or equal to 15. So we're going to talk about why it's not 12 minus x in class, right? We talked with Mrs. Hollis when we went to her room about how sometimes when we talk subtraction, it's flipped in our head. We're always going to start with that x first, all right? For this, it says 6 more than x is not less than 10. That's tricky, right? So I'm going to start with x. We're writing that inequality. X is going to be that number. So I know that number plus 6 is not less than. Well, that means it's going to be bigger than or equal to 10. Greater than or equal to 10. This next one, 9 less than x, is less than or equal to 7. Well, we're going to have x be that number. So I know x minus 9, because 9 less than that number, is less than or equal to 7. So really what we're doing is we're using these keywords, we're circling our numbers, we're underlining, just like we did before, our key statements, and we can really box like we did before when we did cubs, right? Box the unknowns. But at this point, we know it's going to be x, that number. Okay, so here are some real world inequalities. And we're going to practice this today and tomorrow. It says, our friend Sydney earned some points playing a video game. All right, she then lost 107 points. So there's a number. In the end, she had less than 800 points. Write, solve, and graph an inequality to show should be Andrea or Sydney's possible points. So we're going to have x be her possible points. Here they say, okay, well, her original score minus 107 is less than or equal to 800. We use the less than sign because she had less than 800 points. Now we can solve, just like last week. You draw on those railroad tracks. I'm going to add 107 to both sides. So I get x is less than 907. So that means she had to have less than 907 points to make that inequality true. So if this is 907, we have 908. We have 909. I'll keep filling these in. This is 906 and 905. My circle is going to be open going to the left. So when we talk about this check step, what I'm really doing is going back to this inequality. I'm plugging in a number that's going to be less than 907. So let's say 906. I'm going to plug that in for x. Well, is 906 minus 107 less than 800? When I subtract 906 minus 107, I get 799. Is that less than 800? Yes, so I know my answer is correct. Let's try number 3. It says, in order to pay the child's price for a ticket to the movie, you must be 16 years of age or younger. Your sister will still be able to pay the child's price in 4 years. Write, solve, and graph an inequality to show her possible age. Well, we're looking for her age, so x has to be my sister's age. Okay, we're going to use the less than or equal to sign because we know she has to be less than or equal to 16 years of age. Her age is less than or equal to 16 for kid price. So I know the inequality has to be her age plus 4 for the next 4 years has to be less than or equal to 16. So when I solve this, I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. I know that my sister, this sister has to be less than or equal to 12, because if I subtract 4 here, I'll subtract 4 here. So if I graph this, I have 12, 13, 14. This will be 11 and 10. My circle is going to be closed and going to the left. So any number to the left of 12 would make this statement true. She has to be 12 or younger, all right, at her current age. So pick a number less than 12. I'm going to do 10 and plug it back into your original equation. 10 plus, or inequality, 10 plus 4 is less than or equal to 16. Well, is 14 less than or equal to 16? Yes, so that's a possible age for my sister. All right, for number 4, it says you earn $9.20 per hour at your summer job cleaning toilets. That sounds fun. Write and graph and solve an equation. Write, graph, and solve an inequality that represents this number of hours you need to work in order to buy an iPhone X that costs $299. All right, so it says here, X is going to be your hours you need to work to get that phone. My inequality, well, I know I need more than or equal to $299 to buy that phone. So it says here that I get $9.20 an hour. So that's going to be 920x is greater than or equal to 299. Well, I know that this is technically multiplication. So to solve for x, we're going to have to divide both sides by 920. So we're going to use the greater than or equal to sign because we need $299 or more to buy that phone. So my solution, if I have 9.20x is greater than or equal to 299, I'm going to divide both sides by that 920 to try and get x by itself. When I do that, I get x is greater than or equal to 32.5. So that means I need to work 32.5 hours or more, right, to get that $299 for that phone. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and graph it. We'll skip the check step, and I want you guys to go ahead and try number 5 because it's super snowy outside. We can totally relate. Go ahead and try this one on your own, and we'll go over it in class.